Attention allows both people and animals to focus on one thing, often at the expense of other things. This ability to selectively attend often requires little or no conscious effort and is something you use often in everyday life. In a crowded restaurant or at a party where lots of people are talking at the same time, you're able to focus on the voice of the person talking to you, to process and respond to what they're saying while ignoring all of those other voices. When you're driving, you mostly focus on the road directly in front of you, but also occasionally check your blind spot. Maybe if you see a dog or a group of pedestrians lingering at the edge of the street, you monitor them in your peripheral vision in case they step out onto the road. Neural resources are finite. There are only so many neurons, and each neuron can only process and transmit a limited amount of information per second. This is analogous to the finite processing power available in a computer that you're using to watch this presentation. When the computer is overtaxed, the computer's performance suffers. Our brains simply don't have enough neural capacity to fully process every bit of sensory input that we experience. Instead, some inputs are selected for prioritized processing at the expense of other, nominally less important inputs. Why not just process everything? Well, you'd need more processing power, meaning in this case, more neurons. And neurons firing action potentials are metabolically expensive. They need a lot of energy. About 20% of your daily caloric intake goes to powering your brain. Unfortunately, that number doesn't change based on how hard you're studying. So taking this class will not help you burn more calories and lose weight. Also, since at a behavioral level, you can only interact with and respond to a limited number of things at a time, you could argue that it would be inefficient to constantly construct detailed representations of things that you're just going to have to ignore anyway. For example, why spend neural resources and valuable energy creating a detailed visual representation of the pattern of the wallpaper in the background as you read a book? Of course, you don't want to select what you attend to at random. You should choose things that are behaviorally relevant to you and what you're currently doing, or things that might justifiably change your behavioral plans. The latter usually being signaled by some property of the thing itself, such as something that's very loud or something that's approaching you very quickly, looming. This balancing of self-selected and environmentally imposed demands on attention probably reflects an evolutionary balancing act. If every small movement or noise pulled your attention away from the task at hand, crafting a tool or foraging for edible plants or tracking a particular animal during a hunt, you'd never get anything done. If, on the other hand, you remain fixed on that rabbit that you're stalking and oblivious to a charging elephant, that would also be a problem. We'll talk more about the different types of attention and the ways in which we can select our objects of attention in the next video.